All right, y'all, welcome back. In the next couple of minutes, I'm going to teach you how to get hired fast as a self-taught developer. And this whole concept that I want to kind of expound upon is something that I learned from my experience. Again, this is not by any means the end all be all here that works for everybody. I'm just speaking how I kind of did it when I kind of realized what I was doing. I didn't get hired fast, but looking back at what I did, if I was to do it over again, this is exactly what I would do to get hired. A lickety split fast. All right, so let's get into it. How do you get hired fast as a self-taught developer? Believe it or not, this is all about finding the tech stack. Um, when you look at opportunity, it happens when things are aligned. When you look at getting a job, imagine this. Imagine if you were able to go and just fill out one application, go through one interview, and answer everything right, and know exactly what that job interviewer want in a candidate. What is your chances of getting that job? Really high, right? So it's trying to get close to that as possible. And how you do that is by finding the right tech stack local to your area. The reason why you want to go local as a beginner, like a new developer, self-taught, and even if you're not self-taught, the reason why you want to go local because somebody like me who's already have experience, if I'm looking for my next job, I think I may work remote. Now, you have an employer, he has to choose between a person that has experience, has the projects, live sites, has credibility, versus a person who never done this before, right? So, how do you stack up against those different people? Let's get into it. All right, so how to get hired fast as a self-taught developer. Um, Let me try to make this bigger. So how you get hired fast? I want to get hired quick, fast. All right, let's go over it. First step, you gotta make a list. You gotta make a hit list of different developers in your area. Um, you get on LinkedIn and you just type in your area, software engineers, software developers, whatever. And then you filter it by people and you look at what those developers are currently specifying in. You look at the companies that they work for and have worked for, and you just simply compile a list. Like, say, for example, when you look at my area, which is no secret, you go on my website, my resume is there, clearly lets you know. Uh, you type in your area, software developers, filter by people, you get how many results, right? So let's see. Mm, let's look at this guy, right? He's a software engineer at Live Oak Bank. All right, so Live Oak Bank. Okay, that's where he works. Okay, he's been working for 5 years, so I might need to message him, right? Um, right away you see Salesforce. He has a platform certification, let you know what Live Oak Bank cares about. Let's look at his skills. Let's go down. Um, Salesforce, Apex. So I'm not going to click on all that, but you kind of get the idea. You kind of reach out to him, you message him, and you ask him, like, and this is if you should definitely invest in LinkedIn Premium, save up the money, buy it for 1 to 2 to 3 months. Because if you land a software developer job, you will make that money back on your first paycheck. So just save up the money, buy LinkedIn Premium. I don't have it. I used to have it. And send messages, connect, reach out. Surprisingly, people are very interested in sharing their different experiences with people that's up and coming, and just ask for some advice. And hey, listen, you know I'm looking to break into the software development space, web development space. I would love to talk about your experiences. right? I've had a lot of success doing that, and they will tell you, they'll give you some insights, right? So, so just keep doing that. Keep building up a list, build up that list, build up that list. Do that every day. Get a couple. Keep messaging, reaching out, and you'll get tech stacks. You'll get insider insight of what companies are looking for. And you can even get some job recommendations. If a person sees your work, they're excited about it, they can even recommend you, because I'm hit you up with a little secret, right? If you're a software developer at a company and you recommend somebody, there's a little bit in them for that particular software developer, right? There's a little bonus check. They put a little sizzle on it on the side. So a lot of referrals can get you hired, but that's another video. I don't want to go into that. Let's keep going. All right. So make a spreadsheet, get a list of developers, and get some coffee chats. All right. You can read a lot about that strategy um, with Code with Leon. I think it's his YouTube channel. Um, he is a uh, teacher of software engineering out of I forget the name, up in Baltimore. I mean, not Baltimore, but Boston. Uh, um, it'll come back to me later. So let's go move on to the next tip. The next tip is make a list of companies. So as you're going through these different developers, let's go to the next page. Let's see. Carolina Beach, computer technician, HR, real estate, software engineer, Jacksonville, software product, Carolina Beach. Let's look at Ken Thompson. Software software development manager. So this guy's a manager at Atlantic Packaging Corp. Right. So you can just Google Atlantic Package Corp. Go down to their careers. Hey, you can even get their address, which is in Tabor City. Knock on their door. Hey, my name's Eric. I'm a software developer. Here's my portfolio. Do you mind if I can speak to somebody? And put them in a list. Make a big list of different companies, right? And you should know the manager. You should know the HR person. You should know the door person. You should know the janitor. You should have all that in a list, and they should know your name. You should go by multiple times, right? Um, Putting in the legwork, because here it is. If something comes up, they're looking for somebody who they can get an internship or whatever opportunity. They know you. They give you a phone call. That can change things dramatically for you. So just going in constantly, making a list, calling them constantly, knowing again, and this is kind of sales tactics I'm teaching you here, but knowing who's the doorkeeper, because a lot of times those software you're not going to be able to get to tech people right away, and it's like that for a specific reason. But you just want to keep trying, keep calling, keep knocking, and once they see how serious you are and how committed you are, uh, you can actually break through those barriers. That's something that I've seen that actually worked for myself as well. Just constantly going in. You will be surprised how far that actually gets you. Just going in person, that gets you very far. And again, make that list. It's very important to make that list. When you call that person next time, that gatekeeper, the HR person, the lady at the front desk, you should know her name. Hey, Samantha. Hey, Karen. Hey, Elizabeth. Hey, Shaniqua. Whatever. This Eric again. I just wanted to call. I checked up on it last month. I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm looking to have a conversation with somebody on the tech team, the software development team. I think I'm a great candidate, or whatever. Or you can just, hey, I'm looking to have a conversation because I'm self-taught and I would like to get a good insight on where I stand today, which is very important. That's why I wrote a local insight here, right? So, quick story. Here in my local area, I was going to a particular place of business. And I almost got an opportunity here, but they were in a period where they was getting ready to stop rolling out new features on the application, and they wanted to really revamp some things internally, and they needed people. Um, and I went and I talked to the person, and he looked at what I got, and it was this close from me being, excuse me, this close from me being sitting down with the big boss, right? But what ended up happening is I got hired somewhere else, so that never happened, right? But I was basically able just to gain traction doing that. So I wrote that there. It's how you get hired in tech fast, right? Look at other developers and figure out what are their tech stacks, what are their companies, and make a list. Who works at that company? I need to know them by name, and they need to know me by name until I get to speak with somebody on the tech side of things. And they can give me some good insight about where I stand, right? So, like, say, for example, if you have a full stack project, let's say we have a full stack project, front end is React, back end is Node.js, right? You made an API with an SQL database. You can go in there and they can tell you, hey, you should focus on Docker. Hey, you should focus on this. You should focus on that. Well, guess what happens? When you go into a place of business and you have the tech stack that they use and you have a project that you can refer them to, who do you think is going to get hired? You making it real easy for them, right? That's how you get hired fast, is that you find out a list of companies that exist in your areas. Any company that will hire a developer, make a list, find out their tech stack, whether you have to call, knock, or get on LinkedIn and look, right? Once you find out that tech stack, find out what they use, build a project, right? Build a project, nothing basic, full stack applications only. Okay. Only do full stack. Don't do front end. Don't do no back end. Full stack. You want to know why? It's because your competitors, other developers, they're going for that same job. And these people nowadays are on steroids. They're walking in, they got full stack applications. They're using ChatGPT. They got tutorials. They got Node. They got Angular. They got React. They got all of this. And you come in with a little calculator app. It's not how you do it. You got to come in. You got to come in ready. Full stack applications only. You got your API. You got your front end. You got your back end, right? No excuses here. Put in the work. You're making it easy for them. Then you got the tech stack that they use, and you're showing, demonstrating, because that's how you really get the sell. Because at the end of the day, we're selling ourselves with a product. We're the talent. So you're demonstrating what you could do. You're demonstrating your value. All right, let's move on to the next step. All right, you can actually Google tech stack jobs in your area. Okay, you can Google React jobs your area, right? And a lot of times when you do that, you'll come across staffing companies, which is the next step here. Because sometimes companies, they may not post, they may, and you can see the different tech stack jobs. The only thing about this though, which I don't like new junior developers doing, is they'll go on Indeed and look at the job requirements and start to like, okay, I'm not going to start applying until I meet all these requirements. Well, guess what? Let me tell you something. Here's how things work in the actual production space. The software developers are busy. They got managers, they got meetings, they got Scrum meetings, they got sprints, they got tickets, they got to take calls, support, support tickets. They're busy. Then you got the uh, um, the business analyst. The business analyst, they're specking out the application from the actual people. They're the middle person between the developers and the actual client. Then you got the HR person. They're busy doing whatever in the company. Then you got the front desk lady, right? So when that job description application is being written, who do you think is writing it? The HR or the developer? It's the HR who's writing it, right? The developer tell the HR, hey, listen, we need a job position. They need to have this tech stack. Boom, right? Okay, she writes it up there, right? She Googles it. She doesn't know, right? Or he, 6 months later, hey, listen, we need a job for tech stack, but add these skills. All right. So you do enough of that, and that's how you get those crazy, crazy, ridiculous job descriptions. You need to know React. You need to know Angular. You need to know C Sharp. You need to know Python. You need to know PHP. You need to know object oriented. Like, all it is a wish list. It's not real. Don't focus on that, bro. Like, all you got to do, if you can look at a job description and if you can do 50% of that stuff, hell, if you can do one thing, apply. Because what could happen is they can say, listen, we could save money on a budget by hiring somebody with less experience, and we can mold them and teach them the way we want them to learn. It's hard teaching an old dog new tricks. So we get somebody young, motivated, willing, and ready to learn, teach them how we want them to be. We can save on a budget, right? That's called a business decision. So you never know why a company may be hiring you. There's different reasons why a company hire different people, different developers. So that's, you can Google tech, you can Google that. So next one, staffing companies. I think I spelled tech wrong, but staffing companies, very important. If you are not signed up with Robert Half, you need to sign up. Robert Half is the big one. I'm signed up with him. I got a relationship with a couple of recruiters in Robert Half. I'm already on their systems, right? So I Googled particular area, Robert Half, 50 results, and I filtered it with technology. So let's look at this. These are jobs that a recruiter is trying to find out. Something about a recruiter. When a recruiter places a software developer, higher salaries, higher commission for them. So they want you to get in there. So let's see. All right. .NET developer, $55 an hour. What? $60 an hour. We're seeking a skilled, experienced .NET developer to join our client's nonprofit on a contract basis, designing, maintaining software using .NET Core, Angular service, blah, 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 blah. Right. Let me tell you something about this job posting right here. I'm looking at that and I'm rubbing my hands together. I can get that right now. Let's move on. A lot of .NET jobs, they either gonna want you to know React or Angular in the front end because they're using the .NET as their API's middle layer. Lead backend engineer. Ooh, C Sharp. Ooh, this is a big time. They got 120,000. A highly skilled lead software engineer. Let's move on. Backend engineer. Robert Half is seeking experienced backend engineer. Node.js, no SQL. I'm building a Node.js app right now. Let me show you my Node.js API. Let me show you this Node.js API right here. I mean, y'all can look at the password of it. I don't care. This server is local. I'm gonna change all that. Best believe that. Look at this. Look at this beautiful. Node.js API that I'm building right now. Like I'm learning, right? I don't have any experience with Node. I got my index. I got my routes. I'm using Express. I got my helper.js. I got my DB. Ooh, look how pretty that is. I'm connecting to that database. I got that middle layer. I'm using SQL. What? Oh, look at them routes. Look how pretty them routes is. And your boy is using Swagger. Got the sauce. Got the swag for documentation. Calling on those APIs. Got my Swagger JS. So I look at that right there. Let's move on. Senior. MySQL developer. SQL queries. That's more like a DBA. We start talking about indexes and stuff like that. A Java developer, a Power BI developer, a data analyst, a Snowflake. I don't know what that is. PHP Laravel developer. They're looking for a PHP developer. Good luck on finding one of those. Let me see. Salesforce developer. Man, you attach Salesforce to anything, that's automatic $100,000. A .NET ERP developer, 70. Hold on, hold on. Let me show you something. $70 an hour, 40 hours a week, times 52 weeks out of the year. Whew. Oh. Right. So the whole point of this, if you're not plugged in with Robert Half, get plugged in with Robert Half. These are staffing companies that's looking for people. And I'm going to tell you a little secret with these staffing companies. They're looking for people with experience. If you don't have experience, get experience. How you get experience? Build something and get people to use it. You don't have to have a job. You can start your own thing. You can go out and you can find a business, a landscape. I'm telling you right now, landscapers, they need something with communication. They send out, you have this manager, they send out teams, they got goals. Excuse me. Real estate agents. You got all these businesses. Make an application, build it for them, get people using it. And then the person at Robert Half, they're more than willing to try to get you in there, squeeze you in there. Now, when you get in a job and you get experience, man, that's when you start looking at job applications and start doing the Birdman rub. So that's how you get hired fast as a self-taught developer. It's all about getting insight, supply and demand. What is the current demand of these different companies around my area? How do you find that out? LinkedIn. They have the data. They got the data. They tell you what developers, they tell you where they work, and you can go and do research to find out the tech stack, call them or knock on the door, right? Once you find out that tech stack, you build that project, get users for that project and throw it up on a .com. You can go into that interview looking like Floyd Mayweather, right? Practice your interview questions, of course. So that's it. That's what I wanted to talk about in today's video is how to get hired fast as a self-taught developer.